back to a new video. Today I'm talking about one of my most favorite hobbies in the whole world, reading. But so far I've read about 6 books this year. My goal this year is 50 books, which is the highest that I've ever set it. I'm filming this during a snowstorm and also while the sun is setting. Now that that is settled, I'm facing a window, so hopefully I have more daylight. So over the course of many years, I just rapidly increased my reading goal. And this year felt like the most daunting because 50 books sounds like a lot, but it's quite feasible for the rate that I've been reading. And the goal is always a mix of physical books, audiobooks, all of the above. I think all of them count towards your reading goal. And if anyone says otherwise, it is ableist, but I'll keep that conversation for later. I am going to talk to you all about the books that I've read this year so far, and the books I'm reading currently, and just catch you up to speed. So let's get into the stack. The first book that I finished this year, I actually carried over from last year, and it was The Ministry of Time. This book is known for the multi-genre that it is. There was a lot going on, and it was hard for me to grasp the book I was reading, but I will end up putting my Goodreads reviews on the screen. I didn't give this book bad reviews at all. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. To give a little spiel of the book without spoiling it, it's about a woman who works for the ministry, introduced this new concept of time travel. So 5 people they take from the past that were about to die, and then kind of how they would adapt living in the 21st century. I read this book for the first few weeks of January, and it felt like it just took me a long time, and I wasn't grabbing for it as much as I wanted to. Next up, I was slowly getting into the banned book era. The entire book is in letter format. Being a Black woman, early 20th century. There's so much in here. I really don't even know if I can give you a spiel. I recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. It is such a beautiful book. To mix in an audiobook, I listened to Funny Story by Emily Henry. This one was so cute. I liked the storyline. It felt quite unique, and I loved the banter. I loved navigating friendship, living in Michigan. The whole book was placed in Michigan, so I was like, girl, what? And then I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I'll have a picture of it here because it was a library book that I already returned. I read it in one sitting. I sat down in the morning to read it, and I finished it the entire day. I just loved the idea of a traveling nurse with her best friend hopping from location to location, and I rated that one a 4 out of 5. So the next up is All Boys Aren't Blue, and when I tell you this book was everything and more, I have just been on a kick this year with the books that I've been reading, and I'm loving it. Beautiful memoir, and it felt, even though there's a lot of heavy topics in here, it is considered YA. I do feel like I kind of flew through it when I was reading it. I rated this a 5 out of 5, and I'll put my review here for some more thoughts, but I do highly recommend it, and this happens to be one of the most banned books in the States. So I recommend purchasing this. They just came out with a second book that I haven't read yet, and I would love to read. Then once I finished that book, on to Old Enough. I just finished this book recently. This book was an easy 5 star. I knew that I was gonna love it by the first sentence. And again, as a women and gender studies major and queer person, it was so incredible to read this book. It was the first day of Gender and Sexuality Studies 101. I was hooked. I was hooked. And to the people that don't know, within the first week of my freshman year at Iowa State, I was a nutritional science major. And after taking the first class of women and gender studies on campus, I switched my major. All about friendship and finding your community and figuring out who you are during college, reflecting on high school. I just felt like there's parts of me etched into this book. Now on to more current reads. I have been reading this book with Bo, my 12-year-old brother, for the last month because we read a chapter every single night, so that is why it's taking so long. But we chose a YA book that a 12-year-old and a 22, almost 23-year-old could bond over, and it's more of a murder mystery in a very small town. It's got the map and everything, which we love. Not sure what I'm gonna rate it yet, but we are just about halfway through. One of my bingo card goals was to read 50 books, but also start or join a book club. And both of those have happened already, and it's mid-February. Does it count if it's your 3 best friends in the whole world? It does, because it is a book club and we are reading the same book. So this is another book that I got in my bulk banned book order. All of us are avid readers, which I just hold so much pride in having a friend group that we bond over reading. We had our first FaceTime call yesterday, and we're a third of the way done. It's a very short book. It is feminist literature, so everything that is said in it, a greater meaning, We're gonna finish it in 2 weeks, so maybe in the next video I'll do another reading vlog. And it is so good. I really, really recommend this book. So now I'm also listening to a book. I am listening to A Living Memory by Nicole Chung, and it is so good. I had no idea what this book was even about. That's what happens when I listen to audiobooks. I just press on one that's available and listen to it, and they end up being really good. I'm 47% of the way through right now, and it's really just talking about the death of her father and grief, and I think that's what I knew the book was about. It's a memoir about family, class, and grief. I've been listening to it on my commute from work in the morning and afternoon because I have a 40-minute drive, so it's kind of nice to listen to someone's story to kind of keep me interested. And then the book that I just started last night that I actually love and didn't even know that it was queer is Interesting Facts About Space. I tried listening to this book when I was in my senior year of college, and for some reason it wasn't sticking with me, but now I'm finding that reading it physically is doing just a lot better. I started this last night, so it's very hard for me to give an update, but I'm liking it a lot, and hopefully within this vlog I finished this book. So anyways, those are the books that I have read this year or listened to, and I am loving the speed I'm going at. I feel very empowered. Come along with me for the week while I just vlog my reading, and let's see how many books we can read in a week. I'm going to read a bit before I work from home today, so I thought I would bring you all along. Right now I'm on chapter 3, and I think so far so good. Okay. Alright, I just logged off of work for today. I'm hoping to read a good 50 pages, so let's go. Okay, so I ran some quick errands, returned some library books, and then got a few more. The one that really caught my eye that I'm super excited about is Homeseeking. Stunned by the cover. Look how beautiful it is. Family, sacrifice, and loyalty. The power of love. I'm really excited about this one. Saw it at the library, couldn't pass it up. This one looked so interesting. It's just about male friendship, and two of these guys, it's kind of like a dystopian book, but they are traveling around America, hiding from the government, but in a way where things just start happening rapidly to the security of the country. Anyways, it's just kind of about friendship and enduring that together as a community, and the last one really got to me. It says, Burned is both a blistering warning about a divided country's political strife and an ode to the salvation found in our chosen families. And I just really liked that a lot. This one is called Eddie Winston is Looking for Love, and it's about a 90-year-old who has never been kissed or even just gone on dates or been with anybody, and then he volunteers at the charity shop. He runs into a 24-year-old who then makes it her mission to just like find him somebody, and it's just about friendship and hope that reminds us that those we love are never forgotten and it's never too late to try again. I'm gonna go read for a little bit. I have a meeting I'm going to with my parents at 6 o'clock. And right now it's like 5:30, so I'm gonna read for a little bit. I've got my reading companion. Okay, cheers to reading. Good morning, everybody. Today I am 100 pages in, so I'm 32% into the book. It's going well. I have my chamomile tea, as I said, in my handmade Slovenian mug. I'm always up this early. I had this hope that I'll get to at least 200 today, and maybe finish, who knows. When I was in England with my childhood friend Ella, we made chamomile tea every night, but I just want that cozy feeling right now. Normally I'm in Grand Rapids on Wednesdays, but we made some changes with my boss last night, so tomorrow I'm going into the office. Hello everyone, it has been a bit, but I thought I'd give a book update. It is 8 o'clock on Wednesday, February 12th, and I finished Interesting Facts About Space, and I'll pop my review up right now. It is interesting, that is for sure. On Fable, I rated it 3.5 stars. On Goodreads, they only have whole numbers, so I did 4 stars. This is the second book that I have read by this author. The other one was Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead or something like that. Didn't love it either. It had a similar vibe. I think that the author does a brilliant job at writing the thought process of her characters, and it really feels like you are in their brain, but it's more the plot. It was just odd. That's the best word that I feel like I can use. It was an odd book to carry on the red theme. Eddie Winston is looking for love. Guys, I commute to work tomorrow. I'm gonna finish my audiobook, I hope, so I can give an update on that. Yeah, that's the update, and it's Wednesday. So on to the next book, and I'll update you soon. Good morning, everyone. I'm at work. I should probably not talk, but I listened to 20% of my audiobook on the way here. I'll update later. Hello everyone, welcome to my new car. That is going to be a whole separate video, but I'm realizing this is the first time that you all will see it. And of course it has the perfect vlogging spot, right? I just finished work for the day and I'm about to commute home, but I finished my audiobook and it was called A Living Remedy. So sad. Whole book was about grief and losing parents, especially grief during the pandemic. And I'm not trying to give anything away because I think there's so much essence to the book that you just need to listen or read to it to understand. It wasn't the most enjoyable read, but I will say I'm always grateful when I read books like this because it just gives me a perspective of humanity and also just reminds you that you don't always see what people are going through. That is another book update that I'm really excited about. I am 50% through another audiobook, The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, I think it might be the name. It's just a silly book. I'm gonna update once I get back into it. I think it's been too long, so I can't give a good grasp. Here we go. This book is just full of love. Yeah, I can try your hand. Good morning, everyone. I need to give an update on my reading journeys this week. It's currently Saturday morning, around 8:15, 8:30 I think, and I'm going on a little winter walk and I'm going to start reading a new book. I need to give a way better update, but I finished The Pairing, which is my last update. With the book 2 star out of 5. I'm going to pop my Goodreads review up here because I think that it's going to give a way better description of what I could right now. But long story short, just I didn't like it. I didn't vibe with it. I can objectively see how some people would like it, but a majority of the reviews on Goodreads are horrible. I can't believe I even finished it. I think if I was reading it physically, I would have like not finished it, but just because I have to commute anyways, I was like, I need to endure getting it over with. Now I'm starting Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This is also another book that I started probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I never really got into it. Giving it another chance, and since it's an audiobook, I think that it'll be easier for me to do things while listening. So that's what I'm gonna do on this walk. And if you're watching this at any time, I hope you get outside, even if it's freezing. It really, really, really helps your mind and your body. So I'm just gonna do a few loops around the neighborhood this morning to get in a good headspace, listen to the audiobook, and then get started with my day. Alright, and with that, I'm going to end today's vlog. I still am reading those last 2 books that I talked about, but maybe in a future video, I will talk about what I thought, I rated them and reviewed them. And I have enough content to make this a book vlog and just move forward. So I hope to do these videos at least once a month. We'll see. I just love reading so much and talking about reading so much. So who knows, it could be more, it could be less. But thank you so much for watching today's video. You know what to do, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.